All right. Hello, everyone. Shalom, everybody, and peace of the Lord to all of you. Please let me know in the chat if you have any difficulty from your side. Today, our topic is about the war which is erupt. I mean, the war is going on in Syria for a long time, but things was settling down, somehow between the Syrian regime uh, and the opposition, who they are nothing but a bunch of terrorists. But what happened lately, because of the war in Lebanon, all of us we knew that this is, like those who call themselves opposition, they are not really seeking democracy. Those are Al Qaeda, ISIS. I mean, they don't believe in democracy. They believe in cutting hands, cutting feet. They are evil and they are disgusting. However, the government is no better. But we can say at least they are kind of civil and they are not, they are like they support Hezbollah, and which is a terrorist organization. So we can say both sides is ugly. However, there's many people in this war, they have no guilt except being there, like as an example, the Christians. The Christians who they are in Syria, in fact, this is their land. This is the land of the Christian Syrian, not the land of those terrorists. Neither Hezbollah, neither the Iranian, neither the Al Qaeda bringing fighters from Azerbaijan or from Kosovo, from Afghanistan, or from Turkey. So what happened now? Like what suddenly came to update? Uh, After the war in Lebanon, we know that Israel did hit hard on Hezbollah, not only in Lebanon but in Syria. So before we heard about the Israeli army, let me see if I can draw in the screen here. I think I can, right? This is like kind of not friendly. Okay. How to do it? You can see my mouse. Do you see it? You see my mouse when I move, or you don't see it? I'm not sure if you see it or not. I think you cannot see it, right? Okay. I'm just trying to find out a way. I'm using Google Earth, better than using a map. Let us see. Maybe we can use this guy there. Let us see what we can do. Let us go here. This is easier. This is the city of Aleppo, which is now under attack. And in fact, now, as I heard, Al Qaeda and the other terrorist groups, they were able to go all the way inside the city. Now, I do not know much really about the city as a detail, but the city is big, is not a small one. And I think the population may be about 2 million or 3 million people. This is before the war. I don't know now. Maybe not even 500,000 inside the city no more, because there's more than 4 to 6 million people from Syria. They run away out of Syria. So we do not know how much left in this big city. However, the city used to be like a center for manufacturers and business, and it's a very important city in Syria. And there's a lot of Armenian actually in the city. So there's a big population of Armenian, and I don't know exactly where they live, but maybe if somebody here can tell us about the location. So what I heard just today, that the terrorists, they were able to arrive to the center of the city. And I don't know where the center, let's see the center here. This is all the new. Let us see. They arrive to Aleppo. Aleppo. Let us search for this, and that will take us to a better details. All right. So yeah, this is obviously they arrived to the old city, and this is Aleppo Castle. This is a very ancient castle, and before it used to be a center for the crusade, and then the Muslim took over it, and then the Ottoman took over it, and etc. So the terrorists, they were able, I saw videos of them arriving to this area. We do not know how much of the city they were able to conquer, because this is jihad and this is conquer. But we saw a bunch of cars belong to Al-Qaeda. They are shouting Allahu Akbar in that area. And this is some pictures of the city. Let us see if we can go in the street. In this area here, so I can give you an idea. I'm not sure if Google Earth will work here. No, it doesn't. Yeah, look like Google Earth is not allowed there. It's just like a hill of dirt, big one in the middle of the town, and it used to be, here we go, you see the castle. This is the castle. So I saw like a bunch of cars in that area. And the weird about this attack, that at 4 a.m. the ceasefire happened between Israel and Hezbollah. Exactly at 4 a.m. Al-Qaeda and all those mujahideen, they start their attack on the Syrian army. But those mujahideen, they are not just alone. They are sponsored in a massive way by the Turkish army. Now Erdogan, he claimed that he had nothing to do with it, and but we know that very well that all this attack happened as a command of Erdogan. Erdogan is the only one behind this war, and it doesn't matter what he say. At the end of the day, we know that it's him. Let us see if we can exit this. All right. So here, going back, the terrorists are coming from this area. Let us go out. As you see, this is the city of Aleppo, but the terrorists are not far away from the city. I mean, they are just a very close area. Those areas here, like those areas here, the terrorists are all over, and those are sponsored by the Turkish army. So all what they did, Erdogan, he commanded them to invade the city because he he was trying to force the regime of Assad to come to an agreement with Turkey, and he want to put conditions in Syria because he want to get rid of all the Syrian refugees who they are inside Turkey. The Assad regime did not agree, so Erdogan, he find, okay, you don't want to do it, we will do it then. If you look at the building here, obviously it used to be a church one day. This area used to be Christian area, pure Christian area, and since the Muslim came into it, become a dirty, garbage, ugly land. Death everywhere you go, people die everywhere you arrive, and wherever they go, things go really ugly. So anyway, Erdogan is occupying most of the borders of Syria, and all the plan of Erdogan is, you see, actually all this area here, you see this ocean here, this sea, this is all part of Syria, stolen by Erdogan. All of this is a Syrian land. They changed the name of the towns, they changed the name of the cities, they changed everything. Like you see, like look, now they have a Turkish names for those towns, but this is part of Syria, always was part of Syria. So the Turkish always are thieves. They took already Turkey took more than 60% of Syria. Already, this is a long time ago. The territory we are looking at, I think they took it maybe 8 years ago only. So the Turkish always in their life, this is how they thrive, by stealing their neighbors, stealing their women, their money, their land, their property. And the Turkish, since they converted to Islam, they use Islam as a method to subdue. So like now Erdogan, nobody opposes him from the Muslim. Why? Because he's a Muslim. If he's not a Muslim, they will oppose him. But because he is a Muslim, even he tried to present himself as the coming caliphate. They go, they attack, they control an area, they convert the churches into a mosque, they install this minaret, as you see. Mostly this is a church. They put a minaret into it, and that's it. It became a mosque. And then they give it a Turkish name. So the Turkish always in their history, they are a bunch of thieves. And I'm not exaggerating. You can go and check everything I am saying. All the land of Turkey actually is not Turkey. There's nothing called Turkey. All this land is not a Turkish land. The Turkish does not belong to this area. The Turkish are originally from the middle of Asia, and this area is part of Europe. You see, they went all the way, even they occupy Greece one day, they occupy Romania, they occupy Bulgaria, they are thieves. This is their history. So always the Turkish, especially when they go bankrupt, their business is not doing good, there's no money, there's no they try to find other source of living. And Syria is a very easy soft target. Syria, first of all, is a small tiny country as a population compared to Turkey. Secondly, the Syrian army is small and weak, and especially after 13 years of war, you can call it civil war, but in fact everybody is involved in this war. So Erdogan, he found it a very easy soft target. So he said to himself, okay, the Syrian, they have a lot of phosphate which can be found in this area here. This is not really a desert. They call it Badia, which mean steps of the desert, like you are getting into the desert. So this area have a lot of phosphate. And in case you do not know what phosphate is, it is number one mineral used for fertilizer in the world, and Syria is number 3 in the world in the phosphate. And phosphate is the same material is used to generate, or let us say to filter. I don't know how they make it, but to get uranium. So uranium fertilizer, even this phosphate can be used in making weapon too, and bombs, and not to mention the oil which is here in this area. If we zoom here, there's a lot of oil. Let us see if we add I don't know why this map is so dead. Let us see here. Yeah, you see in the picture they show you a green land, but this land is not really green. Maybe this is in the springtime after the winter. And those rivers almost are dead because the Turkish, they dry them. The Turkish, they build dams all over the border, and all the water coming through Turkey is not coming to Syria no more. So anyway, the Turkish Erdogan, when ISIS took over this area, if you remember, ISIS, they start selling oil to the son-in-law of Erdogan, the barrel for $5. If we search just to show you in some information. All those countries, all those countries who claim they are anti-terrorism and anti-terrorist, the reality is totally different. Like USA is a friend to Jordan, right? But Jordan was buying oil from ISIS. So if we look here, let us see. In fact, like some they reach a point where even they sell the barrel of oil for like $1, you know, not even $1 maybe. Sometimes they sell it by liter because you know this oil is not even ready to be used. It need filtering too. Let me see if I can switch my screen here. Give me a second. All right, let us switch. You see my screen now? You see the web page I'm showing you? So here you see, this is just an article. I searched for it. You can check yourself. So ISIS, they take all the oil from Syria and they sell it to the neighboring countries. And all the neighboring countries are a friend of USA, mostly, like Jordan and Turkey. Here you see, like here, they send they sell the liter, the 10 cents for liter. All right, and they say it to who? To Iraq, or even in Syria, like locally, or to Turkey, you know. So here you see, the terrorists filled the gap with the smuggled oil. In 2004, oil consumption in Turkey increased 24%, while the number of vehicles registered increased 70%. So you know the Turkish, they were like enjoying after the war, they start enjoying the almost a free oil. And here you see the revenue of it's coming from this oil, and all this money is going all the way. You know, actually here they are talking about 2004. Let us go and see, like here 2011, 14. Here you see how the theft started and the money start coming. 5,000 average of 5,000 oil smuggled each year. I'm not sure what is that. 5,000 what? Maybe tons. I don't know. So you can read the article. I just opened it. I don't know what is the detail exactly. It's just to share with you some about how they steal and how they, you know, how they make money. And the Turkish made a lot of money from taking the oil of Syria. But then when the American get involved, and if we go and look for, let us see, all right, that maybe will be a better map to use. Let us try to use this one here. We will see if that works better. Okay, let me share the screen with you here. So here you see the country in colors. There's like a bunch of colors, as you see. This area here, light blue, this is where the Kurdish forces are located. The Kurdish, they are sponsored by USA. And if you remember, when Trump he came to the office, he wanted to withdraw the American army from Syria, which was a great gift to Erdogan. So big stupid mistake from Trump. And Erdogan now is hoping if he go and then he start moving those terrorists close to the Kurdish and they start shooting the American army, then maybe Trump, he will say, oh, okay, you know what, I promise not no more war. And he will take his forces from the north of Syria, and then the Kurdish will be staying alone, and then Erdogan will eat them alive as usual. So, and I am not going to be surprised if a Trump dump that Kurdish because Trump have no friends. You know, Trump, he have no loyalty to anybody. He is a businessman, all what he care for, and he is not really good in politics abroad. He is good to make money inside. He is, and for sure, he always claimed to be genius. You know, like the only thing I found he was is very smart about when he did sanctions on Iran, and he suffocated the regime. The rest, he was very horrible when it's come abroad. He did not do too much great work. And Erdogan, I believe, if you look here, actually, this red area here, this area occupied by the terrorists of Erdogan. If you look at the borders here, at the end of the map, here, like it says Tel Abyad. You see it, Tel Abyad. I don't know if you can see my do you see my mouse, guys? Do you see it? Let me see. What do you see? I'm not sure. What do you see? Like, do you see when I'm zooming in? Yeah, this area here, Tel Abyad. Yeah, this area is the red one. It's mean it's controlled by Erdogan terrorist. So any area you see it here in the border, this is Erdogan. But now in the last 48 hours, what used to be like kind of a small, even though in ground it's really big, they extended, and now they enter, as we heard, into Aleppo. So this map, all of it, is going to be changing as a draw very soon, because obviously all this yellow area is controlled supposedly by the Assad regime, his army, and the area you see down here, this is supposedly terrorists who they are sponsored by USA. They are Muslim terrorists who USA until now support them. So USA support two kind of terrorists. The one who they are Al-Qaeda, even though Al-Qaeda supposedly we should kill every single one of them, but USA sponsor them in many ways. As an example, when the Assad, he tried to get close to them, right away the American get involved and stop them from attacking Al-Qaeda, so they will not be able to conquer them and finish them all. So in either way, I believe that America or USA government, as always they do, they support Islamic terrorism because they serve a purpose. And the purpose for them in Syria, that Iran and Russia will not be able to have full control of the country. So they will not allow neither Russia or Iran or the Syrian army to invade those areas, and they give a green light to Erdogan to invade and do what he do. And now we have a Trump is coming, so things is getting, I believe, is getting to get worse, because the stupid regime in Syria, you know, he allied itself with Hezbollah, and the second you go against Israel, you are a loser. You will lose, you know. And this is exactly what happened to him. In order, you know, he, just a few weeks ago, 10 days ago, he was making a speech about fighting Israel and the enemy. You know, I mean, he did not learn his lesson. He is so stupid. He's a donkey. So he did not learn his lesson that stop that song taking you nowhere. You cannot fight Israel anyway. You cannot even free your land from the terrorists inside. You cannot free your land from the Turkish. Your land is occupied either by American or Russian or Iranian or Kurdish or, you know, you name it. And yet this guy, he claimed that he is going to be the hero who want to fight Israel. So he's like, he became like a decoy who kept repeating an old song, and the song is so boring and nobody believe in it. And this is why I believe this is the reason behind the collapse of his army now in the war in Syria. So when the terrorists attack from those red area, as we see in the map, they went all the way, like the city here, Al-Bab here, it was under his control. Today it is not. Safira, this area here, 48 hours was under his control. Now it's not. All those areas actually, they are not under his control no more. So they enter into Aleppo, and the guy, he is really in chaos. However, let me tell you my prediction. Let me see if I can draw here on the map, because this is different. Yeah, I can draw here. All right. We can use, I'm not sure how the map is coming in your side, but let me see if I want to draw with the pen. All right. So here we see this is Iraq. You see Iraq? This is the border of Syria with Iraq. And the border with Syria with Iraq is really big. Iraq now, the one who controls it for real is Hezbollah. Even by name, they claim there is a president and they claim etc. But the Shia and Hezbollah and Iran is the real one who is taking control of Iraq. So what is going to happen very soon, and you will see, actually already I saw the news, that tens of thousands of fighters from Hezbollah are coming through Iraq into Syria. Not to mention that there's a lot of fighters already, they are inside. A lot of Shia fighters already, they are inside Syria, and they are mostly in this area here. Let me show you. So this area here, like, I don't know if you heard in the news, not even, oh, this is like a big red dot, big dot. Can we make it smaller? All right. Can we change the color? Let us see. This software I get for free. I have a software, I paid for it, but it doesn't work with this broadcast software I'm using. So we have no choice. No. What is the color? Color, where is the color? No color. All right, what we can do. So anyway, so this area here, Deir ez-Zor, the dot I'm moving for you, this is where a lot of Shia fighters are located. Here. Israel did attack this area, and in one day I think they killed about 300 to 400, even though in the news they said 180 something, but in fact the number was massive. All of them, they are Shia fighters. Most of them have nothing to do with Syria. They are coming from Afghanistan, from Azerbaijan. There's two kinds of fighters coming from Azerbaijan, the Muslim Sunni and the Muslim Shia. Now Azerbaijan, the majority actually are Shia, so a lot of fighters from Azerbaijan are coming to fight, which is weird, against Erdogan, which is really funny, huh? So this area here is full of fighters who they are Shia, and it's going to take them a couple of hours to arrive to Aleppo, which is the city the terrorists just entered. I want to see if I can change the color of this dots. I don't know why this thing is not allowing me, because I believe there is a way to change the color, but where it is? Weird. Okay. Maybe if we click at the pen, there's a color. No. Yeah, weird. Looks like there's no color at all. Anyway, so we go back to the pen, because I remember before I was able to change the color, but why this is happening, I don't know. All right. Look, now we have a pen. I mean, this is a horrible way to draw. So anyway, like if we, you know what? Let us do this. Let us go back to the original Google Earth. All right, we go to Google Earth. All right. So now we zoom in this area. It's called Deir ez-Zor. When the Israeli attack, actually, what the Iranian forces and the Shia forces in general, they move to the other side of the river, that in case they need to run away inside Iraq. So they move from the west side of the river into the east side. But now, after the war stopped between Israel and Hezbollah, I believe they are back in their bases, and this is how far they are from Aleppo. So if we go and we say distance from here, how to make I will try to measure. Where is the ruler? I did not use this thing for a long time. Add placement, add path, add image, record tour. Where is the ruler? Okay, maybe tools. You go to tools. Ruler. So if we measure from here all the way to Aleppo, that will be 288. Hold on, this is meter. It has a switch to kilometer or miles. 288 kilometer. So it's just a distance of 288 kilometers. And I heard that now they are sending thousands and thousands of Shia forces, and they call themselves, like, there is a group, it's called Zainabiyun, which mean the army of Zainab, Fatimiyun, which mean the army of Fatima. Those are all Shia figures of the family of Muhammad, females. Fatimiyun and Zainabiyun, most of them, they are either Iranian and Iranian, like mix of Iranian and Afghanistan, like they are not Arab, just to make it simple. Mostly they are not Arab. And then there is a group of them, smaller group maybe, is from Iraq. Then the other group is Hezbollah, which mean they call themselves Hezbollah, literally, officially. Those are Iraqi Shia. And for sure there's a lot of let us say leaders from Iran are coming to control this war. So Iran right now is preparing a massive Shia forces to go into Aleppo, and the war will go and is going to be totally messed up. So in the coming week and 2 weeks or 3 months or 4 months, like, they took the city in 24 hours. The regime took them, I think, 2 years to take it, Yeah. So imagine the Syrian army, they lost 5,000 soldiers to take the city. And now they lost it, and actually nobody fought. The Syrian army ran away. The Syrian army, they just run away. And that there's a reason for that, because, as I said, this president in Syria, he is just making speeches about Israel, ignoring every garbage he have in his country. Like, don't you have enough stupidity in you? Look behind you, look what's going on. His country is very much divided. The terrorists are occupying most of the country. He lost his sovereignty, and America, Russia have bases. Russia right now have bases in Syria, in those areas. Like, if we go actually to the map, let us go back to the map, maybe that can help better. Let us see. Yeah, it's like, like a stupid kid. He have nothing, he want to present himself that he is the one, he is the guardian of the nation. And because he don't want to talk, he don't want to make upset anybody. So it's like we find Israel as a way to blame Israel for everything. As always, Muslims always like that. Even if somebody, he could not have sex with his wife, he blame his Israel that his private part is not functioning. I mean, how in the world you want his private part to function, and Israel is occupying Palestine, brother? All right. So if we go here, let us see. I'm just going to open for you some. All right. So if we look at this map, I will put it for you on the screen. Give me a minute. All right. If you look at this map, whatever you see the Russian flag, that is a Russian base, which means even they have actually inside the Kurdish area territory, and even in the borders close to the area where the terrorists are there. And you will notice something very funny, that the when the terrorists they invade, all the Russian, those are not a big, we cannot say it's a base really. It's like as a monitoring group. And like the Russian, they made an agreement with Turkey, like let us set a border, let us say for now, and we both monitor it. So the Russian, they put those little tiny space you see there. Let us see if we can draw again. It doesn't allow me to draw here. All right. For some reason. Oh, I can. So this area here, as you see, all of this is Russian bases, but the Russian did not move, and not even a soldier, to protect the Syrian regime. Why? Nobody really know. I mean, it's kind of weird, and it doesn't make sense. And now the Russian, they announce that they will not allow those terrorists to take over that city. So we expect the Russian, at least they will use their airplanes and their air forces, not in the ground. They will not risk. They are even short in soldiers in the war in Ukraine, so they do not need more problems. And this is why Erdogan is taking advantage. The Russians are busy, miserably in Ukraine, and they are short of men to fight in Ukraine. And America, they have a new president. His name is Trump. This guy, he promised that he will not attack anybody. I mean, everybody is singing his song. All the songs fit perfectly with the plan of Erdogan. The Israeli, they attack, Syria in many locations. Like we mentioned to you, they attack here in this area here in Deir Zor, and they attack here actually too. A big base for the Shia, a big base here for the Shia been attacked. A big base for the Shia here in Latakia, a huge, massive one destroyed, and all the weapon. So, Israel wiped out even warehouses of weapon controlled by Hezbollah, and even some of them belong to the Syrian army. So Erdogan, he found it a great opportunity. The regime is weak, Hezbollah collapsing, Russia is busy, Trump is coming to town, and which means Trump mostly is going to give up this land, the Kurdish, and he will tell either Turkey or Russia, take it. Actually, almost he did that when he was a president last time, and like many in the Congress and the senators, they oppose him in a very, very strong way. So he changed his mind. But Trump, if he do that, he's really being stupid, because simply by doing that, he is doing the same as the stupid American did before in Iraq. They removed Saddam Hussein. They brought who? the Iranian mullahs. They took over Iraq until now, and that's it. They will take over Iraq forever, because the Shia, the Shia there are all of them. They support Iran, and the one who don't support, he will be expelled. You know, because the majority of the Shia, they believe that they belong as leaders, religious leaders, into Iran. So if Trump delivered this area, which is controlled now by the Kurdish, you see it in yellow. This area here is controlled by the Kurdish. Let us draw. This is the borders of Iraq, as you see here. Here, the green area is the one controlled by the my mouse is slipped. I draw more. Anyway, so this area here is controlled by Erdogan terrorist, and this area controlled by Erdogan terrorist. All right. But now this is area how it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Now the area is expanding. They almost took all of this area, you know, here in 1 day. Massive area, you know, big area. And I'm sure the Kurdish now fighters are in a top alarm, because they knew Erdogan will not stop there, and they will be ready, and they are aware very much that those people, if they exceed this area here, they will start attacking the Kurdish, and maybe they will attack from this area too. So we don't know exactly what will happen, but I can assure you that things is going to be messed up in this territory in the coming few days. Let me see here. Yeah, let us see if we can show you another map. Or maybe we can show you some videos. Let us see. Now, in all this war, the only poor ones who they have nothing to do with it is the Christians. And like in Aleppo, there's a lot of Armenian Christians, and Erdogan and the Turkish, they hate those. So I hope the Armenian, they will be able to escape before a support come. You know, they might slaughter them all. Let us see. I'm actually expecting that the area which is not controlled by them until now is the areas where the Armenian are, because I'm sure they will not give up their territory that easy, because they knew what can happen to them and their family. Let me share my screen again. All right, now you see my screen, right? So those are the terrorists going inside Aleppo, as you see all those videos, you know. They are sponsored by Erdogan. And you notice here, when the terrorists of Al-Qaeda, they are attacking, the street is empty. In fact, they enter the city almost without a fight, because the coward army of the Assad regime, I don't know if I can call them coward, because each one of them, he says, why I want to fight? For who? You know? Salary is almost nothing. No food, no money. I mean, the whole country is so desperate. So for how long those people will stay with this government, who can give them nothing? They give them speeches about fighting Israel. There's no oil for fuel. There's no oil for heat. Food is not really, I mean, it became so expensive. For sure, if you have money, you can always buy food anywhere in the world. So this is why I believe the Syrian army did not really fight. Like, look, you know, they are entering here. This is a city. It's called, this is Halab, actually, Aleppo here. Nobody there. No one is fighting them. This is the Assad, you know. Yeah, look, they are entering the city as a picnic, you know. Uh, and now right away, the Assad he fly to Russia, kissing the ass of Putin, asking him for help. And you know the funny is, when Putin he support them, Hezbollah they claim that they are the one who defeated the terrorist. When the fact we know that it was the Russian. It was the Russian who changed things. Otherwise, the Assad and the Shia they were losing the war in Syria, especially at that time. The Shia they were not prepared themselves. They were not really, you know, what happened after the war started in Syria, and ISIS started growing so fast. Most of the Shia they were just normal people, like you know, they are not fighting, they are not at war, you know, like everybody, you know. But then when the ISIS they start shooting Shia in the street, anywhere they go, they just see a Shia, they shoot him dead. Women, children, doesn't matter, just because you're a Shia. In fact, the ISIS, they they let some Christian live, but they never let one Shia live. You know, like the one in charge, he is the one who make decision. He can say, okay, those Christian let them pay jizya, and we will let them live. But if you are a Shia, you are dead. There's no question about it. You know, Shia, you are dead, no way. So when they start killing the Shia just because you are a Shia, then the Shia they receive a fatwa from their highest mullah in Iraq to do jihad against the Muslim Sunni. And then the weapons start coming like crazy, and Iran jump in the fight, and things went out of control. And until now, nothing changed. It is the war will stay forever until one of them finish the other one. So as you see here, all this is in the news about the terrorists of Erdogan, and many of them actually they are holding the Turkish flag when they are entering the city. As you see here, this is the flag of Al Qaeda, you know. And the funny is that you will see some TV stations, they say to you the Syrian rebels. They call them rebels, you know. Those are Al Qaeda. I mean, what do you mean rebels? Suddenly their name is rebels. Like American TV stations, Fox News, Israeli news. I mean, it's a joke. But you know, everybody lie. You know, war is about lying too, because you lie more, you know, to promote your agenda. So in Israel, they were saying the Syrian rebels who they are fighting for their freedom. But those Syrian rebels, if they come to you in Israel, they will kill you all. So anyway, I mean, everybody is a big fraud. Everybody is a big fat liar. The truth is that those are a bunch of filthy terrorists. They hate the Jews, they hate the Christian, they hate the atheists, they hate the freedom, they hate democracy, they believe only in establishing the caliphate. Anything else have no value for them. And anyone oppose them, he will be dead, even if he is one of them. So whatever you see in the news saying to you the rebels, like now Al Jazeera TV is praising them because Al Jazeera TV support Al Qaeda, as we know. Like actually, Osama bin Laden, he never have an interview with any TV station except Al Jazeera TV. When Al Jazeera TV, when Osama bin Laden was killed, there's a station from Al Jazeera, it's called Al Jazeera Mubasha, which means live in Arabic. It used to be broadcasting in USA. And I am the one behind the closing this filthy station. I recorded a part. People, they were calling the station, calling for the death of America, and the TV stations is supporting that, and they agreeing that, well, inshallah, we are going to do jihad against America, etc. So I recorded that part, and I sent it to every agency you can imagine in USA. Everyone. In less than 48 hours, Al Jazeera Mubashar shut down. You know? It's called, this is the name. Those who speak Arabic, they knew exactly what I am talking about, what the name of the... until now, actually, the station is broadcasting, but not to USA in any satellite. Since that date. Very, very filthy government of Qatar. And this is why they are praising them for, like, because the victory of those terrorists is a victory for Qatar and Erdogan. Erdogan and Qatar are the head of the snakes of Hamas. They are the one who fund them. Hamas is those too, you know. All those groups, actually, they are Muslim Brotherhood. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Hamas, all are Muslim Brotherhood. They have different name. Erdogan too. Erdogan is a Muslim Brotherhood. They have different name for their party. As an example, Turkish party for Muslim Brotherhood, uh, they have their own name, like the party of Erdogan, you know, same as Tunisia, same as in Libya. Each local group, they have a name of a party, but all of them, they are Muslim Brotherhood. So Muslim Brotherhood is the big mama, and those are the babies. They have different names. They have like a political brigade. They have each one of them, he do jihad in his way. The one who want to penetrate the White House, and they did that in time of Obama, in the time of Biden, and they were hoping to do that in the time of Kamala, and now soon Trump. How they can conquer Trump? Qatar is there. Qatar, the money of Qatar, because they knew Trump is very cheap. You know, he's the same as Biden, the same as Obama, the same as the rest. You know, we voted for him because he will make a big change. He will, I'm sure. But when it's come to money, this guy, he have a weakness. He's the kind who, you know, he loses his nerves the second he see money. You know, he lose his feet, he lose his mind. Just show him money. So Qatar, they knew how to come into Trump. And let us, I hope I'm wrong. If you remember, when Trump, he went in the front of the White House and he said, Qatar have to stop supporting terrorism in the highest level. Right away, Qatar went and they make a big deal with America to buy airplanes, which is very advanced airplane. I mean, how a week ago you said those are supporting terrorists, and then a week after you send them, you know, weapon, which is very advanced. So I think all of this is happening because, like, you know, Trump, he's saying, because I am not in the office, war in Ukraine happened. War in Syria happened. War in here, maybe some of it is true. But now the war in Syria, I believe, is going to ignite because he is in the office. Because now the terrorists, they are hoping that Trump is going to make Iran weaker. And Iran is weaker, that means Hezbollah is weaker. Hezbollah is weaker, that means Syrian army is weaker. And then Erdogan is stronger. Erdogan is a very, very filthy scumbag. When Trump, he lost the election, you can search the, you know, you can search in the internet and find me, so we can share the message. He sent a letter to Biden, speaking about Trump supporters. They are a bunch of KKK. And his letter, he says, as I remember, he says, in our democracy, there's no way for white supremacist people. This is Erdogan. As soon Trump is out of the office, he sent a letter to Biden. If somebody can find, so we can put it on the screen. So this filthy Erdogan, always he take opportunity. Now Trump is coming, huh? He will send him a letter, says there's no way we can support those homosexual Democrat. You know, he's a very sneaky snake, evil one. And Qatar is the same. Qatar is the money bag, and they use their money to reach into the target. And Erdogan, he used his territory, which is very sensitive area, for the NATO, and he take money from the NATO. He take, you know, he blackmail everybody. He blackmail America. He blackmail the NATO. He blackmail the Europe by refugee. This is a worm who live by sucking the blood of others. So I believe now that you know, Erdogan, look, he is shaking hands with Assad. You know. Yeah, he shake his hand with him, and he put poison in the other hand to put it in his food. So I believe that this is all is happening because Turkey is hoping that Trump is not going to support the Kurdish, and he will take his army out of Syria. But this is the plan of Erdogan. But doesn't mean the plan is going to work. Why? Because Iran, if we let us see. If you remember Trump, he killed Qasimi. The general, the arena general, you remember him? This guy is very smart, and he was able really, let us put him in the screen for you again. This is the guy who was commanded by Trump to assassinate, if you remember. And his major work was in Syria. So he was leading the force, the Iranian forces and the Shia and Hezbollah forces inside Syria. Now, for sure, he is behind attack of many attack happened against American in Syria too. That's why Trump, he decided to assassinate him. However, when Trump is in the office, those terrorists, they will flourish. And the first question I will ask myself, why Trump, he will not assassinate the leaders of Al-Qaeda if those are the one who did 9/11? Okay, we assassinate this guy, he is a leader of Hezbollah. How come we close our eyes for Al-Qaeda? As I showed you in the map, the previous map, if you remember, I think here, all this red area, you see it here, this is where Al-Qaeda is located. Why Trump, he did not launch an attack on Al-Qaeda? I mean, they are gathering there, their weapon is there, they are, why he don't agree with Russia to annihilate them? Why he allow Turkey to protect them? So I found that always a Trump, he go flat in his belly in the front of Turkey, which is making me worry about his abroad policies. So I hope when he come back, especially after Erdogan, he made his letter to Biden after Trump he lost, I hope Trump, he will seek revenge from Erdogan. He will not be a cat in the front of Turkey. Otherwise things will get so horrible, and Syria will be occupied by the terrorist Erdogan and Al-Qaeda in full. However, the plan of Turkey is not going to be that easy. Maybe now they were able to make a success. Maybe the regime now suffering from weakness. Maybe they are not expecting such an attack to happen. We don't know exactly the real behind this. What I am sure from, that the Shia, they will send tens of thousands of fighters in very soon time. I am assuming right now, as we are speaking, you know, massive forces of Shia, they are moving into Syria. Let me show you an example of those Shia fighters. All right. Here we see the one they call themselves Fatimiyun. Those are the Fatimiyun. If you see in the screen, those are Shia, and those are coming from many countries, like Shia from around the world, coming to fight in Syria because they want to kill as many Sunni as they can. The same as the Sunni are coming to Syria to fight and kill. If you look at their faces, each one of them look different. Like there is some, they look like they are coming from Uzbekistan. Some, you know, they have like Asian faces. Some they have Chinese faces. Shia from around the world are coming in a massive number to fight in Syria. So those now, they are going to be mobilized for sure to fight Al-Qaeda, and those are different from the Syrian. I don't know if you saw the faces. You can tell that those faces have nothing to do with the Arab. None of them is an Arab. You know, look at those faces. Do you see? You see what I'm talking about? Most of them, They are not. Like this guy, he look Filipino. Or look, maybe, I don't know, Indonesian, or I don't know. So he's Asian. So, so those are Fatimiyun. And look at this kid. Look at that kid there. Look at this guy. So those are Shia fighters coming from around the world just to do jihad, to fight the kuffar, the Sunni, the filthy Sunni. And the dream of each one of them is to kill as many Sunni. Like now they are going under the Quran. They hold the Quran in that fabric, and they go under the Quran before they go to kill. All right? Yeah. Look at their faces. None of them is an Arab. Yeah. And more videos. So there is Fatimiyun, there is Zainabiyun, there is all kind of Shia forces. All of those are Shia forces, and they are big in number. You will see. Like now, the Muslim Sunni, they are celebrating Allahu Akbar. We took the city. Soon you will see the bloodshed will happen. It's going to be very awful. Yeah, this is the same when they are beating themselves. In fact, here it says in the news here that those are Shia, and they go to the grave of Muawiyah. Those are Iraqi Shia. They are going to the grave of Muawiyah to beat the grave of Muawiyah by their shoes. Muawiyah is the enemy of Ali, so they hate him. He's the enemy. So they go to his grave in Damascus, and they beat his grave with their shoes. Yeah, I'm just giving you an idea. So like in the coming few days, things will go really crazy. Hezbollah will send forces, all the Shia, and those Shia, they are the same mentality of the Al-Qaeda. They are religious fighters. They are not just fighters. They are fighting for the sake of Allah. And there's a big difference from somebody want to fight, because he get paid for a salary. Somebody pay him a salary. Let us see. Somebody you pay him salary, he run away. He's not a fighter really, because all what he want is a salary. He's just doing a job. But if you have a fighters who they are fighting for their faith, they will fight in a different way. Let us see other forces. Zainabiyun. What? I hope I'm able to share with you some information maybe you never heard of before. I wish I can play some videos for you, but we don't want to be flagged for copyright. Yeah, let's see here. All of them, they are the same actually. There's no different. Those are this is called Liwa Fatimiyun. Let's see if you can use your phone if you have a translation. So they are claiming that those are Shia from Afghanistan. This is Al Jazeera TV. I don't want to play Al Jazeera TV, but let's see if we can translate. No. All right. All of those are Shia fighters coming from around the world. You see, the Syrian, almost like they have nothing to do with this war. Maybe we can say maybe 60% of the fighters in this war are foreign terrorists who they are Muslims coming from around the world, either Shia or Sunni. And now they will shout, Ya Zainab, and thousands of fighters, they will go to do jihad, Ya Zainab, Ya Ali. Yeah. Let us see. So in the coming few days, things is going to get really messy. And I think they made a mistake, those terrorists, and Erdogan make a big mistake because Iran will not let him. This is not just it's not about the Syrian regime. It's bigger than Erdogan. But Erdogan is a dirty hyena. He tried to play any game he can in order to gain something. So he will send them, let him die. Maybe they can serve something for him. Let us see. I'm trying to find like something for the last 24 hours, but I am not able to find any. Let us see. All right. Yeah, I don't see anything in the last 24 hours. But I think all of you have an idea what Hezbollah already is. So I'm expecting, maybe 48 hours from now, things will get so hot, and I believe that the Russian, they will get their, they will get their fingers dirty in this war as usual. And I believe that the only one really can change things fast and switch things upside down against the terrorist is the Russian. Hezbollah in Syria, if they are fighting alone, they will lose. Because they are no match to fight Turkey. Remember, this is not about those Hezbollah and Al-Qaeda. No, each one of them, he have a big, ugly dragon behind. So Hezbollah, the dragon behind them is Iran. The regime, the dragon behind him is Putin. The dragon is the Iranian dragon, and Al-Qaeda dragon behind them is Turkey. So this is not a war really between those little tiny mujahideen who want to fight for Allah. All of those are using them as, like cheap casualty. So we gain, but they die. And who cares? None of those leaders will send his son. Like, is Erdogan going to send his son with those Al-Qaeda to fight in Syria so Turkey will gain anything? No. He will send those stupid, just tell them Allahu Akbar, fight the Shia, they are the enemy. They are insulting the mother Aisha, Allahu Akbar, Takbir, Jihad. And the Shia, they do the same. Allahu Akbar, those are the one who killed Ali. They are the one who killed Fatima. They are the one who killed Hassan al-Hussein. Takbir, Jihad, go. All right? But none of those, they will send really their own children to fight. They will send those stupid naives coming from around the world to serve God, who is supposedly Allah, And the funny, all of them, they claim they serve the same God, but they are willing to drink the blood of each other with no mercy. So the coming 48 hours, coming 3 days, 4 days, things going to get hot, and in the coming 2 3 weeks, maybe months, is going to get so hot, and Obviously, this winter is going to be bloody in Syria, and let us see who is going to win the game of war and blood. They are ugly, they are filthy, and shedding blood for them is a joke. Turkey does not like that Greece and Cyprus investing. Well, Turkey is upset now because Israel and Greece, they decide to partner together in weapon industry. And that's a great news for me. And I heard that Greece too is going to send some anti-craft missiles to and maybe tanks to Armenia, which is a very great news for me. You know, I like to see the Christians supporting each other. As you see, those Muslims, they come from around the world, and if they are doing this to each other, what they will do to you? Just think about it. And the funny is that each propaganda TV stations in the West or in the East, each one of them he sing a song, and each one of them he is lying to you. Even the Israeli TV stations are big fat liars. In fact, until now, in Israel, they are not even saying that are Muslim terrorists. Netanyahu keeps saying Hamas. He never say Islam teach that. The Israeli president, he make a speech in United Nations saying Islam does not teach that. You know, Putin did the same. Putin, he praised Muhammad. Islam is a religion of peace. So everybody, all those leaders, doesn't matter who, anyone, those who they are fighting Islam, none of them is saying the truth. That the problem is the garbage of Muhammad. It's not Hamas. Hamas will not be exist if no Islam. Al-Qaeda will not be exist if no Islam. Hezbollah will not be exist if no Islam. All this garbage you see in the world because of the filthy scumbag Muhammad. So when we say leaders, we cannot count on them because those are a bunch of liars. They are playing games of politically correct. They kill them like Russian. They killed tens of thousands of Muslims in Syria. But Putin, he will never say, I'm fighting the Muslim terrorist. No. He say, I'm fighting Al-Qaeda. He don't want to use the word Muslim. You know? It's like when Obama, he forbid people from using the word the Muslim terrorist. You know? And he started making a speech about radical Islam does not present Islam. Same as George Bush, actually. All the garbage, you know, all of them are the same garbage. They start saying things far away from the truth, trying to put makeup on the face of the filthy Muhammad and his religion. When all of us, we know the truth. The truth is Islam is a garbage religion. So they start using radical Islam. What is radical Islam? What is exactly radical Islam? Muhammad, he says, I've been victorious by terror. The Quran says, cut their neck and install terror in their heart. The first terrorist is Muhammad. So they start using terms, you know, in order to make themselves like, I'm not attacking, I'm not being, you know, bigot or, you know, stereotype. So I'm labeling people. No, I want to fight only Al-Qaeda. You know, those are terrorists, radical. They don't present Islam. When the truth is that Al-Qaeda and Hezbollah are the only true Muslims. The only true Muslims is the one who do jihad, is the one who want to kill the Jews and the Christians. And you know, I assure you, 90% of those who live in the West, they are true Muslims, but they have, maybe most of them, they don't dare to say we want to kill the Jews and the Christians and the atheists. Like this guy Uthman, who live in San Diego. We know what he teach in his mosque. We know what is in his head. We know what he believe. But do he dare to say what he believe? No. So they play taqiyya, which is legal, very legal in Islam. Look at those faces. You know, this guy is coming to want to kill the Sunni brother. Allahu Akbar. Yeah. Uh, the Khamenei, the mullahs of Iran, the highest mullah, he posted just I think 6 weeks ago, and I post his space post in Patreon. I don't know how many of you saw it. And then Elon Musk, he deleted actually I think he deleted his account, but not because of this. He deleted his account because he said something about Israel. Anyway, the Khamenei, he said the war between the people of Ali and Fatima and Hussein, which mean the Shia, and the follower of Muawiyah, which mean the Sunni, the war between them is going to stay until the day of judgment. So we know what the future is. Those people will never stop killing each other until they finish each other. You see, one of the reasons the population of the Muslims in the Middle East never grow for a long time, they were shrinking and not growing because of war. But then since the stupid American, they put their nose in everything. So they protect Qatar, they protect Kuwait, they protect even Saddam Hussein, they protect even Osama bin Laden. And anyone who will start to make a war in the Middle East, the American, they put their nose and they stop that war just to defend their, let us say, some source of oil. If the Americans stop getting their nose involved, until now we will have the war between Saddam Hussein and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Emirat and Turkey and the Kurdish and the Syrian, non-stop. In fact, if we look at the map, you know, in the Middle East, we will find that all Islamic countries, they are at war. All of them. There's war everywhere. There's war in Yemen, there's war in Syria, there's war in Somalia, there's war in Turkey, the Kurdish, in Iraq. I mean, you just name, I don't know which country. Sudan. Which country doesn't have a war now? All the Islamic countries are at war. So if we look here, let us use this map here. Every single one of those are at war. So there is a war here. Let us put a dot. In Syria, in Iraq, Iran with the Kurdish here, Iran with the Kurdish here, Iran with the Kurdish here, Turkey with the Kurdish, war in Libya. There's some kind of war in Algeria, which we will not count because it's not that big. There's war in Sudan, big war. All right, war in Eritrea, war in Somalia, war in Pakistan between Shia and Sunni, and they agreed just 2 days ago for a ceasefire. War in Afghanistan. I mean, name it. Where there's no war, where is Muslim country? There's war in Mali. There's a war in Mauritania. There's a war in Morocco between Moroccan government and the Western Sahara. There's a war. Where else did we mention it? Yemen. I mean, the whole map get black, right? Those Muslims. And when we say war in Yemen, that means war between the Shia Houthi and the Saudi. Even Emirat was involved in the war with the Houthi. So which country have which country of those countries don't have a war? Muslims. And then they say to you, they give you a speech that Islam is peace. Islam is peace, brother. You know, like we have to agree. If you don't believe me, listen to George Bush, right? Listen to Obama. Listen to you know, in Nigeria you have war. Yeah, there's war everywhere. Boko Haram, right? Actually, all those countries are suffering from Muslim terrorists. Chad, the Muslim terrorists even attacking Christian countries, coming from Mali, coming from Niger, coming from Nigeria, coming from, you know, all of this. This is the fact. And then a bunch of us come back. They come to us and they give us a speech saying Islam is peace. Right? Like, you know, if you look in the news, it says that Pakistan, Shia Sunni ceasefire. You ask yourself, what is Shia Sunni ceasefire? Pakistan. What is that? You know? Ceasefire? There's war there? Yeah. And not to forget India, by the way. The Muslim terrorists, they keep attacking in India almost every day. Every day. Shia and Sunni. So if they could not find a Shia to kill, they want to kill the Hindus. If they could not find a Sunni to, I mean, they have to kill somebody. Ceasefire after 100 people killed in Pakistan. Really? Praise be to Allah. Allah must be very happy. Ceasefire after 100 people killed in Pakistan. Sectarian violence. And look, even the title is very funny. They don't say Shia, Sunni. They say sectarian violence. What sectarian we are talking about? Why don't say Shia and Sunni? Here it says, a new agreement has been reached between feuding Sunni and Shia communities in Pakistan. Yeah. Muslims. Look how beautiful this truck is. I mean, I don't know what is missing. You know, this guy, he make it a museum. It's a piece of art. And then the European Union, they want to bring more of those to their country. It is any different between sect within Sunni, for sure. And the Sunni, they kill each other too. Sunni, they kill each other too, because there's many sects. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of Sunni sect, and they kill each other. So don't think it's only Shia. And Shia too. Shia, there's tons of sects, and they kill each other. Shia, when we say Shia, we are not talking about one sect. There's thousands of sects, and they hate each other. You know? But however, when the war happened between so-called Sunni and so-called Shia, all the Shia, because now their identity is under threat, so they join together. You know, they forget about the sect, because the Sunni, they want to kill them, like what the Sunni did in Iraq. You see, ISIS, when they enter into Iraq, and they made a lot of filthy crimes, very evil. So they drive in the street. I wish I can show you some videos, because I think they are still online, maybe. But I will see. So they drive. I saw many videos. And you know, it's very easy to recognize the Shia. You know, in their car they put something for a picture for Ali, a picture for, it's like a Christian, he put a cross in his car, you know. And even they have different accent, even when they speak Arabic they have different accent. And even if you ask them, like I saw a video, they asked the guys uh, to pray, you know. He told them, I'm Sunni, I'm Sunni. He told him, okay, pray, show us how you pray. He don't know how to pray like Sunni. They killed him because Shia and Sunni don't pray the same way, you know. They don't. So when they start killing the Shia, let us show you here. If you remember when this has come back from the ISIS, later he was killed, you know. They were just shooting Shia in the street everywhere, and that made the Shia a change. Every Shia who is a normal, like a person, maybe he have a store, or he's a shepherd, he grows sheep. Then the Shia, they found that they have no choice, because those Sunni are coming, like those, look at this guy, those are coming from Russia, from Chechnya. They came from everywhere to kill the Shia, from everywhere, and they killed thousands and thousands in one day. Like suddenly those Shia in the highway, in the street, they are driving in their truck, and then a bunch of guys, they take their Kalashnikov, AK-47, and they start shooting at whoever is inside the car, just because they're Shia. Everybody in the highway, you know. And then the Shia, this is why we see now, like those names I showed you, Fatimiyun and Zainabiyun, etc. They became organized with heavy arms, because they found that the Shia is facing genocide by the Sunni. Just to mention, the Shia always been discriminated by the Sunni. Since the Sunni, they took over the government of the Islamic State, most of the time, the Sunni, they put the Shia in their shoes. They rape their women. They kidnap their women. They force their women to work as a maid or companion. The men, they force them to the lowest jobs. That's why if you go in Iraq, you see Saddam Hussein was the boss, but Saddam Hussein is a Sunni. So how the Sunni Saddam Hussein, he became a president to a country majority of it is Shia? Because the Sunni control. Anyone try to put his head up, slaughter him, you know. So Saddam Hussein, this is why when Saddam Hussein died, all those ISIS and Al-Qaeda, they love Saddam Hussein. In fact, many of his officers are the founders of ISIS, because by Saddam Hussein is out of office and control, the Sunni are out of Iraq forever. And this is why they launched this war, and they brought fighters from around the world, hoping, and this was the dream, like when ISIS was able to take a massive area in Syria and Iraq, you know, I mean, they established a caliphate for real. Right? You know, the dream of ISIS it was this. Let me share with you the map. The dream that in a few years ISIS will be able to establish this state size. This is their map. You know, they want to take Spain, they want to take most of Europe as a start. This is not just the end, no. In other way, all this area, it should be controlled by the Muslims, because in certain time the Muslim control those areas. So the dream was they want to take Saudi Arabia, Syria, Kurdistan, so-called Turkey, all Libya, Tunisia, Morocco, Egypt, Ethiopia. You see those names, even they are using the names. This is their names. This is ISIS names, as they call them, you know. This is translation for the Arabic, actually. So, and each one of those, you see, is going to be like a division. So they will put a ruler for it, which means there will be a caliphate, and then a ruler will rule this area. So a Muslim ruler will rule what is called Europa, which means Europe, Caucasus, which is all the way to Russia and Uzbekistan and Belarusia and etc. And Khorasan, you see Khorasan there. The map is big, is massive. This is just as a start. This is not the end, you know. And ISIS, during the time when they started their war, they were able to accomplish a massive size. So if we go in the map, let us see here. You will see here, this is the control of ISIS. This is almost 60% of Syria. I don't know which year this one is, because I think they went far. Let me see which year this one, because this is a small. This does not present really what they occupy. But anyway, just to give you an idea, yeah, here, this one maybe is better. Let's see this map here. We don't want this one now. Go. Let us see. Maybe this one is better. But the picture quality is not good. Anyway, they were able to accomplish really a massive area of control. And if the Shia in Iraq, they were not prepared, they are not armed, most of them they are poor. The army of Iraq is weak, it's just coming out from long war, not organized. The army actually demolished since the American invasion. The Iraqi army demolished in less than 48 hours. So ISIS, they did not find anyone to stop them, and they were able to take a massive territory in a very short time. Yeah, this is what they have. Look at this. More than half of Syria and almost half of Iraq. You know? And their dream is to continue and take Baghdad. Actually, almost they arrived to Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. And actually, even the caliphate, his name is Baghdadi, you know. So he will accomplish his caliphate from Baghdad, because Baghdad one day, Baghdad or Syria or Damascus used to be a center of the caliphate for a long time. So they want to take over Baghdad, and then they will go all the way to Damascus, and by doing that, they got two major countries in the Middle East, very rich with oil and minerals. And ISIS, they make their own golden coins. They have ministers. I mean, they establish a state. Yeah. But then, as I said, many groups, they can have dreams of doing things, but when you are too small, you will stay too small. Erdogan, he was watching carefully, and he noticed that he have a benefit from ISIS, because ISIS, in the long run, they will not be accepted by the international community. So they might occupy, they might establish for some time, but they knew that they are temporarily, and sooner or later, the American, the European, etc., they will demolish them. But still, he wanted to use them because they are killing the Shia and they are fighting the Kurdish. One of the most furious fighters against ISIS were the Kurdish. That's why they could not take all the Kurdish area, if you notice, you know. So they arrived to the Kurdish area, and the Kurdish, they went, like, they lost some land, but they could not really go all the way because the Kurdish, they fought very, very strong against ISIS. You know, Kurdish, they don't care for Muhammad and hijab. Most of them, women, they are like, if you look at women, if we look at the Kurdish fighters, you will see how many women, for sure, they are not wearing hijab. They don't care for this garbage. Let us show you some pictures. Did we give you a headache, guys? All right. So as you see, those are Kurdish fighters. You see, women. They don't care for Islam. Islam is a piece of garbage for them. The thing I like about the Kurdish, you see, you will not find really too many Arab women, they want to go and defend and war. Kurdish women and Kurdish men, they go to war together. There's nothing called a woman and a man. So you will see a lot of women, they are in the armed forces of the Kurdish to defend their territory. As you see, all of those are women. You know? Yeah. And I don't know what's up with this yellow flag. Everybody have yellow flag. Hezbollah, yellow flag. The Shia, yellow flag. The Kurdish, yellow flag. Everybody have a yellow flag. I don't know why, but you tell me. All right. So anyway, like those are Kurdish fighters, as you see, and you know, obviously, this weapon they have is an American weapon. You know, they are sponsored by the American. Did the Kurdish do mass killing for Christians? Sure, absolutely. Kurdish did a lot of killing for Christians. In fact, Salah ad-Din, the one who occupied Jerusalem, he was a Kurdish. You know, he killed a lot of Christians. But you know, time changed. Time changed. Kurdish, they noticed that Islam is a garbage. So the Kurdish now is not the same as the Kurdish before. For sure, until now, there's even Kurdish, they are fighting in the arm of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, which means there is a religious Kurdish who they are Sunni fighting with ISIS against the Kurdish, against their own people, you know. So those are, as you see, those are not really, they don't care for religion. And I heard a lot of Kurdish are converting to Christianity. Churches are opening, you know. Yeah. Time change, things will change. And you know, like when we say Turkish are ugly, Turkish are, but you know, like we have an example, apostate prophet, he's a Turkish, right? Isn't he a Turkish? Yeah. So when we speak about a nation, we mention their history, and if we say ugly, that's mean the majority still they have that mentality, you know. But not necessarily everyone in Turkey want to kill you, you know. Not everyone is Turkish. You want to, you know, rob the neighbor. But obviously, Turkish as a nation, they have a very bad reputation through history. as the Lord he says, from their fruit you shall know them, right? So there's a fruit for a nation and there's a fruit for individual. So when I judge individual, we judge them by the fruit. When we judge a nation, we judge them by the fruit. As simple as that. But when I say, like, you know, if I say, if you go to a country, like I heard from some Asian friends, they told me that the Greek people are racist. I was surprised to hear that, you know. I mean, I don't know, really? They said maybe something happened with them. Maybe they met when they went to Greece, somebody was not nice to them. So they got the impression that Greek people are racist. But I never noticed that, never saw that, you know. So you go to a country, you have a bad experience with somebody, and then you come to a conclusion, you say, oh, those people are bad. Or you can the opposite. Maybe the country is bad, but you meet one guy is very nice. And then you start saying this country is nice. So we judge based on our experience. However, because I am from there, from that territory of the land, you cannot fool me by one person. You cannot tell me there's a guy he's nice and that make the country nice. That can happen to you. Like you go as a tourist, you leave as a tourist. But somebody is coming from that land, you cannot fool him with saying I met nice people there. Because I know what the people there, I live the same as if you say to a Turkish guy, you know, like you want to teach him about Turkey, you know. So you will see some Western, he will give you a speech about I've been in Egypt. Egypt is nice. Egypt is a country where thieves is in everywhere. Robbery, thieves, drug dealers, horrible country. Sexual attack, sexual assault, sexual molestation. A woman, she go in the bus, everybody will touch her butt. Before she leave the bus, she will be pregnant. This is Egypt. But then you will see a tourist, he says, I've been in Egypt, it's nice. Oh, it's so beautiful. You know? Okay, you know. If I watch now an Egyptian, like I'm afraid to play for you videos, they can flag us, you know, this is the issue. Let us see. You will see a lot of filthy stuff in those countries. Things you cannot even imagine, you cannot even think about. Now, for sure, there's pervert everywhere in the world, but yeah, you go in the bus, here we go. Like, look at this guy here. He's waiting for his turn. Yeah. This is the bus. So a woman, she go inside the bus. There's 10 guys. Like, look at this guy is doing shopping. He could not find a place to stand except behind the butt of the women. Yeah. Look at this guy. Oh, well, you are pushing me. You know? Like he have no, you know, yeah. Yeah. Some videos are blocked totally. You cannot even see them. You see, you have to log in because very bad, very ugly, you know. Yeah, a woman, she go in the bus, everybody start touching her butt. Yeah, you get pregnant in the bus, you know. Yeah. Now look at this filthy guy next to her shoulder. Yeah. This guy wanna watch The View. He came to watch The View. Do you see how he watched The View? This is in Morocco. Oh, filthy scumbags. What you can say, man, I don't know. So everyone he have his own idea about the country based on his experience. So if you go to a country and one of those perverts start touching you, you will, you will hate yourself, you will hate the country, you will hate wherever you are, But if you did not get a bad experience, you will say, oh, no, the country was nice. So not necessarily, like base, always we judge based on our experience. And experience should not be judged by a person he went there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If you live there, then you can tell me about the country. If you live for long, if you live like normal people, not like somebody work in the embassy, he have diplomatic passport, he have a bodyguard, I mean, you don't have a life the same as a normal people, right? You have a special kind of a treatment wherever you go. Even police will not treat you the same. But if you live in an area which normal people live, then you will know the country. Not by, like, somebody he go and he rent a house in a nice rich people area, like the same in America. If I go in America now, there's areas, if you walk on them, they will scare the hell of you. Like if I type right now in YouTube zombie, right away, when you type zombie, the city of Philadelphia will appear. So imagine you go and you visit this city, and then you come back. Let's say you are coming from Japan. Look at this. This is a city. This is a real movie, or is that like a horror? No, those are real people. This is real. This is real people. Those are real. Drugs. The city is 90% of atheists, more than 95% atheist. The whole city is like this. So if I go there now and I go back to whatever country I'm coming from, and then hey, tell us what you saw in America, man. All right, this is disgusting. This is not a city. This is literally a zombie town. The whole city in drugs, and they vote all of them for Kamala Harris. Those are all Democrat, like the core of Democrat, the most supported people of Democrat. Look at this. Look, she's naked. She's naked in the street because she isn't aware. Sad. Most of them, they are young. They piss in the street, they shit in the street, they sleep in the street because they don't see what's around them. They're on drugs, they are high, they are dead, they are walking dead. Literally, they are zombies. Look at this. Younger. Look how old this girl is. She's sleeping in the road. Maybe she is not even 18. Look at this guy. If somebody want to make a movie about Judgment Day, well, that is Judgment Day. No. See, one of the problems when you live in a country and you are spoiled, the word spoiled actually fit perfectly with damage. Spoiled. So those people, they are born in America. Life is way easier than living in any country. Like even now, they give them money, they give them food, they give them, like the government, they spend money of them. So why they want to work? They go and buy drugs. I believe that even the government, because of that, is the reason for them to be like this. If nobody give them money, nobody give them food, they don't work. Okay, you die or you work. But you give them salary, You give them food, you give them food stamps, and what they do, they go to the stores or they go to they exchange the food stamps with money, and they buy drugs, and then they die. They will die anyway. Look at this. Look, this is literally a zombie. Honestly, this is like you think this is a movie. You know, this is not. You might think this is not real, right? And then they go on TV and they speak about election. And Kamala Harris, she spent $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. And look at the people. She is the one who vote for her. Did you see Biden speak? Did you see even Trump speaking about it? Why Trump don't show those images to show them what Democrat is about? Those are the Democrat. But doesn't mean that there's nobody in drugs and from the Republican. There is. But Democrat cities are the most and worst, ugly, crazy ones. So, my friend, our war is war in everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. This war, you are at war. We are at war with drugs. We are at war with alcohol. We are at war with Al Qaeda and ISIS. All of those are actually just different names for one evil person, Satan. This is nothing but Satan. Satan, he come to you from every side. Right? They call themselves Al-Qaeda, they call themselves ISIS, they call themselves cartel. Like Hezbollah and Taliban. I'm taking two sides. Hezbollah is Shia, Taliban is Sunni. The biggest income of Hezbollah is drugs. They make billions of dollars. And it's not a secret, all the neighboring countries, they struggle with the drugs coming from Hezbollah. And then they open branches in Syria, and then they open branches for their manufacturers in Iraq, and they open branches in Jordan, and they are all over the place, and then in Venezuela. They expanded everywhere, All of this is Hezbollah. So in the TV, Nasrallah, he speak about serving God, etc. And then this is Hezbollah product. Right? Even in fact in Lebanon they call Hezbollah the Coptagon party. See? Yeah. They are very religious. And then they import. This is in the Syrian-Lebanese border. Those are Shia growing drugs. I don't know what is this. This is cocaine. I'm not sure. I don't know really. I'm not an expert with the plants. Yeah. And yeah, Ali. Yeah, Zainab. And now they will take some drugs and go fight ISIS. And ISIS, they take drugs too. All those fighters, when they go to war, they take drugs. Yeah. It looked like weed. Ah, I got you busted. You take weed, huh? I will tell your mom. How do you know it's weed? Catch him, catch him. I'm just joking. Yeah, they are like there is an area like you see when Israel were attacking the area. It's called Al Biqa Valley. This is where the center of production for this, and those are very ugly drugs. Yeah. And now, by the way, they will do the funeral of Nasrallah, and I assure you, the Hezbollah, they will force all the civilians to go in the funeral, and everybody will be crying. Who dared not to cry? Even a Christian prince, if he was in Beirut now, he have to cry. Like Christian prince will be in the first in the funeral. Nasrallah, you left us alone, Nasrallah. You know, where do you go, man? Without you, we have no drugs. Where are you going? Oh, who's going to take over the drugs production now? You know? Yeah, Nasrallah. Yeah, Ali. Huh? Yeah, we will be sad without him. And now they are claiming that they are victorious. And the funny is, you know, Israel, since the ceasefire, they shot many times at Hezbollah. Do you watch the news? I don't know how many times already, 6 or 7 times. They destroy a production center for a weapon. They destroy an armory. I mean, they shot many times. And Hezbollah don't dare to shoot a fort. They don't want to break the ceasefire because they are demolished. And now the war in Syria is going to make things even more messed up. You know, like the war in Syria now, my only worry really is the Christians, the poor Christian there, because they are, you know, they are burned in a war. They have nothing to do with it. They are not going to be in charge of the country. They are nobody there. You know, they are just used and abused by both parties. So I hope and we pray that the Christians in Syria, they will be over this war, and they will be protected, and God will close the eyes of those filthy terrorists from those Christians, poor Christians there, and they will be okay. But I assure you that the coming few months in Syria, maybe 2 months, is going to be burning, and the Shia, they will send thousands and thousands of fighters, and I don't know what Putin would do, but I don't think it is for the benefit of Putin to let them stay in that city in Aleppo. And I am assuming that as Erdogan, he have a hope that Trump will withdraw the American forces from Syria. I am assuming that Putin, he is waiting for that moment too, so he can take over the Kurdish area, because the Kurdish, they will prefer 1,000,000,000 times the Russian to take over their area, but not the Turkish. We know how much they hate each other, you know. So I think each one of them, he have a dream, the Turkish and the Kurdish, the Russian, about Trump taking off his forces from Syria, so they will control that territory which is full of oil. We will see what will happen. But tomorrow news will be a very bloody news for sure. Sorry, CP, just helping with your English. First of all, I don't speak English, I speak English. Secondly, you are a migrant who come to my country, America. I feel sorry for you because your English is bad. Number 3, I am qualified to be a president because I'm born in India, but I'm black and Mexican in the same time. However, I am Japanese, Asian, and I'm blonde. So because I'm part of the Democratic Party, I can change my color as I wish in one day. Depend who is going to vote for me, which is very, very authentic way of the Democratic Party, you know, to be a president. We have a solution for anything, you know, like like I can go to Georgia and I can change my accent. Your mama, your man, like what the heck she was talking? What is that? What is that? She want to speak. She go to Michigan. She speak different. She speak accents. It's like, you know, Christian Prince. He go to Egypt. He starts speaking Egyptian. Zayak yara. Oh, vote for me. I am an Egyptian. Yeah, Zayak. فين الفول يلا ها. and then I go to Iraq. شلونك عيني شخبارك مسطل انت. and then I go to Saudi Arabia or go to Yemen. هذه الفلوس الجلسة الجنجلوس. You know, and, you know, just to be a president in a country, just to change the accent and you will become very lawful. You can claim whatever you are to be, you know, you can change your identity. You can even change your gender in the Democratic Party. You can be a male with big long beard, still you are a female, just put some makeup, you know. The party of weirdo. I don't know. I don't know what happened to a human being, but I find a human being sometimes is so stupid and so weird. So weird, huh? Anyway, so I just wanted to share with you some about the news, and I'm not going to keep you longer. It's getting a little bit long video now. How long we are here? Yeah, that's enough for now. Have a good time. I will try to update you about more news, and maybe tomorrow or the day after we will see what will happen. If it's important, I will make a video about it. So until I see you soon again, I pray to the Lord to keep all the Christians in the Middle East safe. We pray even for the Muslims to be safe. We don't hate them. We don't want anyone to be killed. But as you see, they cannot live without blood. I mean, why those people, they cannot live in peace? What they will gain from this war? Who is winner? Who is the winner? Why they cannot live in a one country together? Well, this is Islam, my friend. It is the religion of the devil. They cannot live in peace. If they could not find a Shia to kill, they will kill the Christian. If there's no Christian, they will kill the Jews. If there's no Shia, no Christian, no Jews, the Sunni will kill the Sunni. The Shia, they will kill. They cannot live in peace. And you can go right now, and we showed you the map. Check every Islamic countries and see how and why they are at war. There's no reason, except Muslims cannot live in peace. I'm not going to keep you longer. I'm losing my voice. Until I see you again, God is good, so is Jesus. And in Jesus' name, we are going to be always victorious against the devil. See ya.